bedside table. The room had no furniture. A battered carpet bag was shoved underneath the bed, likely containing Kit's belongings. Catherine slid it out to find a tangle of clothing and an extra pair of shoes inside. Quickly, she arranged the garments to make a nest of sorts, then laid the baby there. He gave a few grunts of protest, but settled to sleep. Without wasting another moment, Catherine finished delivering the afterbirth. From what she could see, the membranes were intact without pieces left behind to cause additional problems. Even so, Kit was still hemorrhaging. Badly. Catherine dug through her leather birth satchel and located a brown bottle with a tincture containing blue cohosh, shepherd's purse, and other herbs that might help. As she attempted to get Kit to sit up, the new mother resisted, with surprising strength. "Please, Kit, you need to drink this bleeding medicine." Kit pressed her lips together, then rolled to face the wall again. Catherine set the bottle aside. If Kit wouldn't cooperate with taking the tincture, then Catherine was left with no choice but to manually compress the uterus. She ripped a few clean rags and doused them with vinegar to use with the interior pressure. If the vinegar didn't help with clotting, then maybe she could find ice to get the blood vessels to contract. She'd watched her mother attempt the technique once, but it was risky, and ice wasn't readily available. She shifted the blanket over Kit's legs. "You'll need to hold still while I insert the linen and put pressure on your uterus." "Leave me be." Catherine tugged at the woman's leg. "If I don't do this, you'll bleed to death." "I'll die no matter what you do." Bitterness filled the new mother's voice. For several heartbeats, Catherine didn't know how to respond. She didn't want to admit Kit was right, but with the amount of blood she'd already lost and was continuing to lose, her blood pressure was dropping, and her body would soon go into shock. At 22 years of age, Catherine was young for a midwife, but after assisting her grandmother and mother for so many years, she was more experienced than some midwives twice her age. She'd seen her fair share of childbed deaths, especially with hemorrhaging. In fact, very few survived the problem. Although she'd heard of some doctors who had transfused blood and gotten good results, but she didn't have the equipment or the extra blood to attempt such a feat. She had to utilize the methods she'd already learned. She hefted the woman onto her back again. Kit was light and easy to move, too weak to resist. "Your baby needs you, so we'll do everything we possibly can to make sure you're alive for the little fellow." Kit shook her head frantically. "I can't give him the life he needs. Not here." Catherine paused. She'd helped enough prostitutes deliver babies over the past few years, and she agreed that a brothel was no place for a child. "Do you have family who can help?" "No. My papa disowned me when he discovered I was with child. He told me he never wanted to see me again." "What about siblings?" "My older sister helps me when she can, but she's afraid of Papa firing her from his store if he catches her doing anything for me." Catherine heard what the woman left unsaid, that she didn't want her sister to end up at the brothel like her. "What about the baby's father? Maybe he can help." Most of the prostitutes took precautions not to get pregnant, but no method was foolproof, and Catherine had witnessed the births of far too many unwanted babies with no way to prove who the father was. Kit stared up at the ceiling, her expression turning despondent. "He abandoned me." "Then you know who he is?" "Yes." "You're sure?" "I'm positive." Her voice dropped to a near whisper. "He proposed to me. I thought I'd be safe."